Hi, my Dison Anyo Nuevo here. Magandang araw sa lahat. Ngayon ay pag-uusapan natin ang UN International Day of Family Remittances. Alam ba ninyo, June 16 ay meron palang ganon, UN International Day of Family Remittances, para i-honor yung ating mga migrants all over the world, yung kanilang mga sacrifices sa pagbigay nila ng buhay sa kanilang mga pamilya through their remittances. So, alamin, ano nga ba itong International Day of Family Remittances at ano yung mga storya ng ating mga families of overseas Filipinos, paano nila ginagasta itong mga tinatanggap nilang remittances. Alamin natin ngayon. Magandang araw ulit. We're back sa PinoyWISE ITV. At masaya tayo ngayon kasi yung pag-uusapan natin is about the UN International Day of Family Remittances. And meron palang ganon na June 16 ay ino-honor ang International Day of Family Remittances. And napakaswerte natin, meron tayong dalawang guest, si Mr. Pedro de Vasconselos, and of course we have another guest, si Mr. Urven Dampor, and we also have asked our families of overseas Filipinos na mag-share ano yung impact ng remittances. Pero bago yung lahat, gusto kong basahin yung mga feedback last time, no, nung mga, kasi napakadami yung mga natuwa dun sa ating episode, and I would like to read some of them. Sabi dito, no, ni Rodora Panes, the best episode ever. Galing ni na Captain Jess and Sir Lito magbigay ng sagot sa mga tanong and for giving us a lot of tips. No? And meron din, sinabi ni Luisa Valenzuela, sabi niya, wow, ang ganda ng mga tips ng mga guest speakers. Sipag at tiyaga, at huwag mag-aapura na kumita kaagad. At ready sa lahat ng challenges at handang bumangon. This is it. So inspiring. Savings and investment and reintegration. Nabigyan talaga ng the best na insight. More power po. So tuwan-tuwa yung ating mga viewers dun sa mga nabanggit. Ano? Isa pa, si Len Balingit, this episode is a 5-star. Wow, 5-star daw. Ano? 5-star rate for me. The two guest speakers share very informative tips and ideas how to become successful balikbayan and contribute more to our community sa ating pag-uwi. Hope to see more talks like this. Very inspiring. Thank you very much sa mga feedback po ninyo. And we are so glad yung mga nanonood sa atin, kung meron kayong mga comments and suggestion, we are very open kung ano yung mga gusto ninyong pag-usapan dito. Siguro before we listen to our guest speakers, we want to show you a video of International Fund for Agriculture Development on a short video about the UN International Day of Family Remittances.
Every year, 200 million migrant workers, half of them women, send over $500 billion to their families back home. Through different channels, they support their 800 million family members in developing countries, more than half of them in rural places, to pay bills, put food on the table, pay for health expenses, and also to save money and invest in a better future. Today, this lifeline is under threat. As COVID-19 exposed vulnerabilities, many migrant workers have found themselves jobless or unable to earn the money so vital for their family's welfare. In many countries, access to remittance services was temporarily limited by the restrictions imposed by lockdown measures. The consequences of a sharp global reduction of family remittances to developing countries are dire. Hundreds of millions of families might not be able to reach their own daily sustainable development goals. Public authorities, remittance service providers, and the civil society need to come together to address the realities of the 1 billion people directly involved in remittances. Together, we can mitigate the impact of the current crisis on remittances. We can make remittances count more in rural areas where it is needed the most. And we can support remittance families prepare for a future beyond immediate needs. We can build resilience in times of crisis by acting as one.
Our first guest is not a stranger to Atikha because his organization, the International Fund for Agriculture Development, Financing Facility for Remittances, was one of the organizations who supported Atikha's program in conducting financial literacy and in mobilizing migrant remittances for an investment for agriculture development. He is no other than Pedro de Vasconselos. He is the senior technical specialist of the International Fund for Agriculture Development Financing Facility for Remittance. Pedro, you will be glad to know that the International Day of Family Remittance was discussed by our Committee on Migration and Development, and they took us, all of the migration stakeholders, to create something, different initiatives to commemorate the UN International Day of Family Remittance. And here in the Philippines, they don't know so much about the International Day of Family Remittance. So I thought we have to invite Pedro because he was really very critical in having this UN IDFR. So maybe I would like to ask you, how did the IDFR come about? Why did we have this now?
Thank you, Mai. Thank you very much. Thank you also to all of you watching. It is an honor, of course, and it is a pleasure of being part of this today, and particularly to try to go back to what is this day and why is it so important. As you rightly say, we've been working on remittances, many of us, many international organizations, for many years. And simply because, as you know, the flows of this in this phenomenon are tremendous. It's been a while since this workshop is done, but I think yet even too late, because this flows, this simple phenomenon from millions of people sending money home has been hidden in plain sight for way too long. 15 years ago, the international organizations and governments start looking at this that was hidden in plain sight, but that had been going on for a while already. And many focus particularly on the cost of sending remittances, and particularly the aggregated, the big volumes of remittances. It's in the billions, and it's in the billions in this country. It's in the $500 billion in the world. What really mattered was the $200, $300 that each family was involved in. The migrants working abroad were sending almost every month to their loved ones back home. And that was missing, really. What does this represent? This flows, help what we say 800 million people, achieve their own SDGs. That sounds very UN-ish. What does it mean? Well, you actually, with this money, you buy food, you pay bills, you send kids to school. That's what remittances really mean. And that was missing. that was missing from the picture of the billions, of the macroeconomic, of the equals to GDP that member states, and countries were talking, and the press was talking about. So it was very urgent that we all needed to have a clear understanding of the reality of 1 billion people. That is 200 million people that send remittances and 800 million family members that benefit from them. And in light of that, at one of the international global forums on remittances, investment and development that IFAD, the International Fund for Agricultural Development, organizes, in Asia, actually, we did this event. I believe you were part of this in Bangkok. The private sector came talking about their issues, saying it would be interesting to have an international day, maybe, to address this lack of understanding. So we could all, one day a year at least, come together, understand the issue, and speak for migrants' needs. And that is the first time, I believe, that the idea of bringing this to the United Nations General Assembly came about. IFAD approved 2 days later, with its governing council of 173 member states, the adoption for this International Day of Family Remittances. And it's been a long, long trip to bring it to United Nations General Assembly, to have member states push it. I'm very proud to say on your national TV that a few countries were the sponsors of this day, including and led by the Philippines as well. So 5 countries came forward and brought another 40, and then ultimately the entire member states, basically all countries together, in adopting this International Day of Family Remittances in 2 years ago now. So we've been very proud in supporting this. It means a lot. It might just be a day, but it's a day where we've seen a lot of traction, public sector, private sector, the civil society coming together. And in doing so, really making understand the reality, as I mentioned, of 1 billion people, and address many of the issues that migrants face and their families face every day, to try to maximize, I know the word sounds, technical, maximize the impact of remittances. What does it mean? It means simply try to make a bigger bang for each buck that is sent. As you know, linking remittances with financial products, making them cheaper, linking it with insurance, basically creating more opportunities for every dollar that is sent back home, so families can ultimately achieve what we say their own goals for the future.
Yeah. I am so glad that the Philippine government was one of those who really supported this. And right now, here in the Philippines, I can see the value of having this International Day of Family Remittance, because even the government have this opportunity, not only civil society organizations like Katika, who have been in the forefront also of this advocacy, but also our national government have been also urging us to celebrate the UN International Day of Family Remittance. So I would like to congratulate you guys. I know how hard you worked for this. But also you personally, on a personal level, I want to ask you, what is the impact of this? Having a UN International Day of Family Remittance, having you as one of the person at the forefront of this advocacy, what does it mean for you?
Thank you for the personal question. It's been really rewarding, I think, to be able to bring this human dimension. Besides the headaches and the loss of hair with the stress of trying to bring all the countries of the world supporting the sponsors of the country to bring all the other countries of the world, it's been a fantastic journey. Because an international day, I started this wondering, what does it mean? Yet another day. There's various. There's almost one day for everything. Is it really useful? That was genuine questions that many member states had. Should we need another day on this? And I can admit that it's particularly when I heard that question, do we really need one? Is it really important? That my life changed, and and the extra hours came in, because it became really almost a personal mission to make sure that the answer to that question was unequivocal, that yes, it is absolutely important. If we don't succeed in bringing the reality again of 1 billion people, they will not be able to benefit from this. So yes, on a personal basis, it became at several costs, as I say. I don't have long hair now because because of that, and also at a personal level, in terms of time. But I think it was worth every minute to bring the chance to recognize this. So again, it's been a fantastic journey to try to support this endeavor, and it took some time. People might wonder, it takes a long time. Yes, not because it is a problem, but it's just that so many people need to understand the rationale about this. It's more than the flows. We need to link with other agendas. There's a migrant day, as you know very well, and that's in that fantastic day the world stops and looks at the contributions of migrants. But there was not a day that showed a family of remittances, what it really means, this bond, this connection, this social contract that is so deep, that pushes so many in doing an incredible sacrifice of having to leave their loved ones so they can support them. That meant a lot, and I thought that was worth every single minute of extra effort to that. That's basically my personal experience in the day.
Thank you very much, Pedro. And I just want you guys to know that your contribution really meant so much for us here in the Philippines, having supported our program on mobilizing migrant resources for agriculture development. All the seeds that we have planted 2 years, 3 years ago, we can already see right now, the speakers are the children of the migrants. They are telling their stories, how they are saving, how they are maximizing the remittance of their parents. And we will feature some of them here now in this episode. And I would just like to thank you all guys at IFAD for bringing this advocacy to us here in the Philippines.
It's been a pleasure, and we'll continue to do so.
Okay. We have heard from the man himself, Mr. Pedro de Vasconselos from IFAD, who advocated for the UN International Day of Family Remittances. And now we would like to show you some of the videos of our families of overseas Filipinos sharing about the impact of remittances on their lives.
Ang aking pong ama ay nagdesisyong magtrabaho at makipagsapalaran sa ibang bansa. Siya po ay nagpapadala ng pera buwan-buwan. At malaking tulong po iyon para sa aking pag-aaral at para po sa gastusin araw-araw.
Anak po ako ng isang OFW na nurse sa Saudi Arabia. Isa po siyang single parent, kaya siya lang po ang mag-isang tumataguyod sa akin at sumusupport na lolo at lola ko na nag-aalaga sa akin.
Napakahalaga ng impact ng remittance na ipinapadala niya sa akin kasi nabibigyan ako nito ng magandang edukasyon. Nakakakain ako ng 3 beses sa isang araw, minsan higit pa nga. Natuto akong mag-budget at mag-save. Maaga din akong natutong mag-invest dahil sa PinoyWISE.
Ang remittance din po at ang padala ng aming ina ay nakakapagbigay na po para sa pagkain namin sa araw-araw. Napakalaking epekto nito para sa amin, hindi lang sa pang-araw-araw, pati na rin sa pag-aaral namin. Natutustusan nito lahat ng pangangailangan namin. Nabibigyan kami ng sapat na edukasyon.
Nagpapasalamat ako sa ipinapadala mong remittance sa amin. dahil doon ako kumukuha ng pang-maintenance kong pambili ng gamot. Wala akong hanap buhay. May sakit ako. Maasa lang ang tulong sa iyo. Ingat ka lagi. God bless you.
Malaki po ang naipundar namin bilang isang OFW family mula 2007. Nakapagpagawa po kami ng bahay namin, ng aking pamilya, nang dahil sa remittance. Nakakapagpundar po kami ng sasakyan, nang dahil sa remittance. Siya ang naging tulay para mapagpatapos ng pag-aaral ng aking mga anak dahil sa remittance. Kaya, kung hindi po sa remittance, hindi po namin mapagtatanggumpayan ng aking mahal na asawa ang aming mga pangarap.
Ang aking pong asawa ay dating OFW. Bago pa po siya madisgrasya sa kanyang trabaho, ay akin na pong ininvest ang kaniyang mga remittance sa pagsasaka. Mayroon po kaming palayan, may mga alaga din po kaming mga itik, yan po. May mga alaga din po kaming babo, yan po. Sa panahon po ngayon ng pandemya, ay na-realize po namin kung gaano po ka-importante yung mga remittance na pinapadala sa atin.
Dapat po sa mga asawa ng mga OFW, dapat po magtulong-tulungan po. Huwag tayo maghintay lang po ng mga remittance nila. Dapat po, lahat po tayo na mga asawa ng mga seamans, dapat maghanap din po tayo na pwede pagkakitaan dito po para hindi rin po sila mahirapan kapag umuwi sila.
Po sa sakripisyo na ginawa ng aking ina, especially po ang aking kapatid. Gusto ko pong ibahagi sa inyo ang aming maliit na negosyo po na sa ngayon po ay pinagpupunan po namin ng aming pang-araw-araw na gastusin.
Kami ay nasa Pilipinas na mag-asawa, ay minabuti namin na yung kaunting remittance na pinadadala ng aking anak ay mailagay sa wasto at inilagay namin na maibili ng lupa at nakakatulong naman sa pangangailangan namin sa loob ng aming pamamahay.
There are 3 R na i-share ko sa inyo. Ano yun? Una, responsible. Dahil kami, naging irresponsible kami. Bakit? Dahil dyan papasok yung pagbabudget ng pera. Pangalawang R, reliable. Dahil unahin muna natin. Kami, inuna namin kung ano yung kailangan. Tatandaan natin, ang mga OFW ay hindi nagpapakasarap sa ibang bansa. Sila ay nagpapakahirap. Bakit? Dahil meron silang magandang hangarin, magandang plano, tigit sa ating pamilya at tigit sa lahat sa ating bansa.
Dapat po maging wais po tayo sa pag-invest ng pera na pinapadala po sa atin ng mga pamilya nating OFW.
Gawin yung inspirasyon ang ating mga magulang at tuladan din po natin sila.
Dahil sa remittance, ay umuunlad din ang ekonomiya ng ating bansa. Kaya yan ay kontribusyon ng buong OFW sa buong Pilipinas. Hindi lang po ang pakinabang ng bawat pamilya, kundi pakinabang din ng ating
And now we've listened to the stories of the families on the impact of remittances. And right now, we would like to know what is the impact of the COVID-19 pandemic on the remittances here in the Philippines. Because we know how important, they've said, this is the lifeblood of the families of overseas Filipinos. So we have with us no other than the senior manager of Bank of Philippine Islands Inward Remittances, Mr. Urven Dampor. Can you greet our viewers, Bon?
Hello, Ms. Mai. Before anything else, I would like to thank PinoyWISE and Pinoy ITV and Atikha for inviting us to be part of this special episode on the International Day on Family Remittances. And binabati ko po lahat ng mga members at lahat ng mga members ng PinoyWISE worldwide, especially yung mga na-meet natin dyan sa Hong Kong and Singapore last year. And to all the viewers of this episode of PinoyWISE ITV, good day to everyone. Good to see you again, Ms. Mai.
Oo. Thank you very much, Bon. Kasi alam namin, napaka-busy mo. Pero importante kasi yung usapin ng remittances, lalo na ngayon sa panahon ng pandemic, 'di ba? Kasi yan yung bumubuhay sa millions of families of overseas Filipinos.
I agree.
So, based sa experience ninyo, paano naapektuhan ng pandemic ang remittances, inward remittances natin ngayon?
Okay. From the news, no, yung mga napapanood natin, nababalitaan natin, it's a fact na napakalaking impact na nangyari o ginawa ng COVID-19 pandemic sa ating mga overseas Filipino workers. It's not just their jobs which have been affected so far. Isa sa malaking naapektuhan yung ating mga OFW families who are dependent on the remittances that our overseas Filipinos send. Ngayon, marami sa ating mga overseas Filipinos, especially those who work in the tourism, hotel accommodation, the leisure, and other related services, expected yon that from that industry, pababa yung remittances na ma-receive natin sa kanila in the next few months. But more than ever, during this pandemic, ito nararamdaman natin how important the remittances of our overseas Filipinos are. Especially sa Pilipinas ngayon, with as according to the Philippine Statistics Authority, as of April, tumaas yung unemployment rate in the Philippines. There's about 17.7% unemployment rate, which is equivalent to about 7.3 million Filipinos. So, ngayon, mas lalong importante ang remittances na natatanggap ng ating mga overseas Filipino families. And may dalawang forecast actually na nabalitaan natin about the overseas remittances. According to the Central Bank of the Philippines, si Governor Benjamin Diokno, sabi niya, they are forecasting it at 2% na growth. Growth pa rin. However, si World Bank naman, ang sinasabi niya, forecast niya that remittances to the Philippines will go down by 13% in 2020. So siguro aabangan natin kung ano yung actual na mangyayari. But sa ngayon, napapansin natin that nagiging digital yung trend ng pagpapadala ng remittances. Meron tayong tinatawag ngayon na from bricks to click, from brick and mortar branches of our remittances office or remittance offices overseas to click, meaning mas dumadami ngayon ang remittances done digitally via the remittance apps or via the fintechs. So yun po yung trend na napapansin natin ngayong panahong ito.
So it's nice to hear, Bon, na despite this situation, they're shifting to a more digital way of sending money. So kung ganon, hindi masyadong malaki yung effect for majority of our overseas Filipinos. Of course, siguro, hopefully, iba na yung napaka-far-flung ng mga areas na mahihirapang abutin na ng mga financial institutions.
Right.
So, siguro ngayon, we know naman na some of the overseas Filipinos din natin na wala ng trabaho. And we know also from our interviews from a lot of migrants, yung impact ng COVID sa kanila. Some of them are just receiving mga cut down sa kanilang mga sweldo. Like some of them are receiving 20% less, 50% less. At least dun sa time ng pandemic. So ano yung pwede mong i-advise sa mga families, no? Because alam naman natin yung buhay nitong mga OFW natin ay yung pagpapadala sa kanilang mga pamilya. So ano yung advice mo sa mga families natin para mas ma-maximize nila yung use ng remittances para mas okay yung buhay nila kahit na may pandemic?
Okay. So because of the pandemic, na-highlight ngayon yung importance ng paggamit ng mga digital channels, yung paggamit natin ng online or mobile banking platform. Kami kasi sa BPI, meron po kaming BPI mobile at online banking. Ang kagandahan po nung pagkaroon mo ng access to that is For example, meron kang sariling account. Well, first of all, we would like to encourage that the overseas Filipino family have accounts. And maganda rin kung ang ating OFW family aligned kung ano yung goal nila. Minsan kasi ang OFW, iba yung gusto. Ang beneficiary, iba yung gusto. So they have to talk about those things, no? Para align sila, pareho sila ng direction kung ano yung goal na kailangan nilang maabot bilang nag-abroad ang isang member ng family. And communication, of course, especially during the pandemic. Ano? I mean, this is not remittance related anymore. Pero sa panahon ng pandemic, kung tayo nga nasa bahay kasama yung ibang members ng family, nalulungkot, how much more yung ating kamag-anak na nag-iisang nagtatrabaho sa ibang bansa, parang let's check up on them once in a while. Kasi minsan ang naririnig natin, saka lang ako pinabati pag kailangan ng pera. Diba? Pag minsan, pag naubos na yung pera, kumusta ka na dyan? Tapos yung sunod na message, wala na pala. Ubus na yung padala mo, padala ka ulit. So parang sana wag ganon. Parang kung may time tayo to check up on the OFW para at least yung state of mind, yung mental health, yung physical being, yung emotional stability ng ating mga kamag-anak na nagsasakripisyo working overseas, medyo maging okay din naman, especially during the pandemic.
Thank you for that answer, Bon. Dun sa ano yung nagiging effect ng pandemic sa remittances, ano? Ano naman yung ginagawa ng BPI to respond to COVID-19?
Actually, Ms. Mai, meron kami mga partners na kinausap, no? So si BPI Remittance, kinausap namin yung a few of our global partners at sa mga iba pang partners namin in some countries para makatulong sa mga gustong magpadala ng remittances to their loved ones in the Philippines during this pandemic. So ang ginawa namin, in-encourage namin sila if they're willing to waive the fees. So yung front-end fees nila na kinokollect supposedly sa kanilang mga clients, pumayag yung iba, in fairness, pumayag yung iba para, to alleviate the suffering or yung burden na dinadala ng ating mga OFWs na nagpapadala ng remittances to their loved ones in the Philippines. So we have a few partners like sa global partners namin, meron si iRemit, si World Remit, si Western Union, Remitly, and MoneyGram. They waive their fees, their front-end fees, para makatulong sa ating mga OFWs.
Ang ganda naman pala at yung ating mga remittance company sa labas ng bansa, tumulong din sila, no? Nag-share din sila by waiving their fees or increasing yung foreign exchange nila para mas malaki yung natatanggap dito sa Pilipinas.
Yes.
Thank you very much, Bon. Siguro to close, baka meron kang parting words sa ating mga nanonood.
Okay. Again, Ms. Mai, thank you so much for inviting me and inviting BPI to be part of this PinoyWISE ITV episode. Siguro, Ms. Mai, what I can say is we at BPI Remittance will continue to work hard so that ma-ensure natin na ang mga pinaghirapang pinapadala ng ating mga overseas Filipino workers to their beneficiaries in the Philippines ay ma-deliver natin ng safe, secure, and promptly with no interruption. So BPI will always be here to serve and support the overseas Filipino workers. Kasi kami po sa BPI, we are helping the overseas Filipinos and their families to become ready today, ready tomorrow.
Wow, ganda naman nun, ha? Ready today, ready tomorrow.
Yes.
Thank you very much, Bon.
Thank you, Ms. Mai.
Okay. Napakagaling ng mga guests natin ngayon, si Pedro at from IFAD. At binahagi niya sa atin yung kahalagahan ng International Day of Family Remittance, no? Kasi it's really high time na makita natin na napakalaki ng impact ng remittance sa buhay ng mga families of overseas Filipinos. At dapat natin itong pahalagahan, lalo na yung mga families dito. And napaka-inspiring ng mga stories ng mga families, no, how they are using remittances at ano pa yung mga natututunan nila dahil dito sa remittances to improve their lives. Yun namang remittance mismo na remittance companies like BPI who are doing their best na mapadala, matanggap ng ating mga overseas Filipinos. Although may pandemic, sabi nga nila, kahit na may pandemic, meron namang mga ibang channels like mas nagiging digital yung mga tao ngayon. So sabi nga ni Bon, importante, sabi niya, one, dapat meron tayong account. Mag-open po tayo ng mga bank accounts. Kasi kagaya ngayon, ang dami yung nag-suffer, hindi nila natanggap yung remittances, lalo na yung mga walang bank accounts. Pangalawa, gaano man kaliit yung natatanggap nating pera or yung mga nare-receive nating mga sweldo, importante na nag-aalat tayo sa savings para sa emergency. Yung third, sabi niya, communication. Kasi lahat tayo bothered dito sa pandemic na to. Kailangan we touch base, we check, we make people feel that we are yung concern natin sa bawat isa, sa isa't isa, no, sa OFW and also yung OFW sa family. And sabi niya, napakahalaga yung mga yon. Para sa ganon, yung mga hard-earned money ng ating mga overseas Filipinos ay mas maging makabuluhan. And I think that is what International Day of Family Remittance is all about. It's really valuing the hard work of our migrants all over the world. No? Para sa ganon ay yung kanilang sakripisyo will not be in vain kasi tinutulungan talaga nila na buhayin yung kanilang mga pamilya. So muli, natapos na naman yung ating episode. Ako si May Dizon Año Nuevo, ang inyong host. At lagi nating tatandaan, maging wise sa pamamahala ng pera, maging wise sa pangangalaga ng pamilya, pagbabalik, paghandaan, siguraduhin bukas may daratnan. At tayo ay PinoyWISE.